Hello and welcome to a new episode of Movie Theater Time Machine.
The
Oh,
podcast where we keep it real to real.
yeah, we did it right now. Okay.
Okay.
So, oh man, so Dan and Jocelyn couldn't be with us. They're not feeling well this week, so we're here to end our Friendship Magic Month with a rather underrated TV movie theater production, the Doctor Who 50th anniversary celebration, The Day of the Doctor.
And it does count as a movie because we did see it when it came out in the movie theater.
And it was pretty awesome.
Mm.
It was pretty awesome. I remember that one. We had so much, I had a lot of fun with that. The Day of the Doctor, starring Matt Smith as 11, David Tennant as 10, and the War Doctor, John Hurt.
Yep.
And the companion would be Clara, played by Jenna Coleman. Many others who have a
Billy
bit,
Piper.
yeah, Billy Piper, who's Rose Tyler, who really is Bad Wolf in this.
Yeah, I never figured out what that whole bad wolf thing was.
I think it really has to do, well, the Bad Wolf thing had to do with Rose Tyler when her time of the exit, when her and David Tennant were on the other side of the walls, and then there's an area where she came back. About a season or so later, where she was angry at the doctor for abandoning her. That was the Bad Wolf.
Okay.
That was the Bad Wolf, but I think it's somewhat unresolved.
Mm.
So I think that's why it leads to, and if you don't follow Doctor Who, I think that why that leads to Billy Piper being the new Doctor.
Ah, okay.
And many, many, many other people are part of it, but this is listed as a special, a special depicting the last days of the elusive Time War that had been referenced multiple times. A unit is involved with this, but it is just a great time because it includes at least every Doctor who played the Doctor up to that point.
And we get Peter Capaldi's glowering eyes. But
That's whole
yeah,
fun scene.
you could probably surmise that you have to have watched the show to enjoy this.
I I would disagree with that,
Why? Introduces a bunch of stuff you won't know.
but you still can enjoy some of it. Like the thing that I like to do, like we hadn't watched Doctor Who in a while,
Right.
but one of the things I remember that I really loved about it is Matt Smith's way with the Doctor. I
Yeah.
mean, I think for both of us, clearly the favorite between us.
I liked 11 and 10.
Yeah, I mean, David Tennant was awesome. I mean, he will always be supreme, and a lot of people, I think, agree. I love Matt Smith.
Yeah.
It's just the little things that he does. It's like, I have a job. I have a job. Look, I want you to take notes. I want you to take reports that are complicated and triplicate. I want you to put it down on a graph in a stack about yay big and put it on a desk. Do I have a desk? I need a desk. Like just like that little fast wit that's just hilarious.
Yeah.
And like little bits of it, little things that I'd forgotten that one of the things with the that his particular doctor is that he speaks every language.
Hmm.
Speaking baby and my favorite
Yeah.
my favorite episode, is Town Called Mercy, where he
I
finds the
speak horse.
yeah, where he gets on the preacher's horse and it's like his name's Joshua. No, it's not. His name is Susan, and he wants you to respect his life's choices.
So what's the wait? There was a baby. I forgot what the baby's name was. It was like Thunder something,
Yeah. Oh. Yes. Yes.
Bringer of Doom or something.
Yes. Lord.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Lord, you God, or Thunder, bringer of doom and destruction, or something like that. Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was
Yeah.
something amusing like that.
Yeah, or that whole run too with the bay with the Pond's baby.
I thought this was a different baby.
Yeah, but in general with the run of how they were meeting each other in reverse time.
I thought that was River Song.
It was, yeah,
Oh, you mentioned the ponds.
yeah. Well, River Song was Amelia Pond.
Oh,
Yeah, it was Amelia Pond, and then River Song, was their daughter. Fun times, man. I mean, honestly, guys, look up that episode. I mean, the whole series is just fantastic to me. To me personally, kind of loses it with Peter Capaldi. I'm kind of excited personally to see what's going on with Billy Piper, to be honest.
mm,
But I want to go back watching this, and I want to go back to Doctor Who, to Matt Smith's Doctor, and just go see what, go back through that again. Because man, I mean, Stephen Moffat was troubled for some reason, but I think he did damn good. What do you remember about when we saw it in the theater?
I don't remember much.
Yeah,
I remember having a good time.
yeah. I remember there was a little kid next to me, and my memories are right. I remember I think his dad was next to him, and I
Yeah.
mean you were next to me, obviously, and we both turned like Matt Smith came on the screen, and we both pointed at the screen and looked at the the people we were with
Huh?
at the same time, and I turned back and laughed with them because we both realized we did the same motion. Like, hey, look, it's the cool one. And well, let's go through it here. Honestly, it's worth checking out because man, it's funny.
It's fine.
It's funny. It's funny. So we have the Doctor, the 11th Doctor incarnation here, and Clara Oswald were brought to the military organization unit, head by Kate Stewart, daughter of Brigadier General in London.
Lethbridge Stewart.
Yes, Westford Stewart.
Lethbridge.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't say it.
yeah. They're here in the National Gallery here, and in the midst of the Time War between the Time Lords and the Daleks, the War Doctor decided to trigger the ancient sentient weapon known as the Moment. That's going to destroy both sides, and this is what the Doctor has been running from. He has all those lives. He's number 11, but there's one life that he ignores. He ignores completely. And there, up to that point, there had been 11 in canon. There have been others. There have been movie versions, but this one is in the dark, and it's John Hurt. The moment's humanoid interface, in order to interact with the War Doctor, is resembling Rose
It's
Tyler,
the conscience because they made a super weapon with a conscience, I guess.
that became sentient.
Oh,
And
okay.
on Gallifrey, it's that moment that was the once, if anything became that the planet would not survive, they would pull that and it would wipe everything out. But no one would survive, but they didn't have to be overrun. But that moment interface when they go to the barn and you have that, and it's a hokey, weird, like reminded me of a musical instrument
Was
or
it
like a little
the
music
barn?
box. Yeah, no, the weapon,
Oh,
like a weird, like obviously you had
puzzle
all,
box?
yeah. Like you had the stuff like, like an old music box would look weird, like you open it up, it would like have a little metal man playing a fiddle or something like that
Mm,
inside. And obviously you have the Gallifreyan writing all around it.
I thought it was just fancy patterns.
Yeah, but it's those were actually Gallifreyan letters
Oh,
that you had that said something along the lines of, I believe my memory's right, it said do not touch. Or there's no or warnings of what might happen. But the moment opens up with the linking to the War Doctor, but also it links the fissures in time, which links the War Doctor to the 10th and the 11th.
why do they call it a time war? Couldn't the Time Lords just gone back in time and stop the Daleks from
Okay,
Daleking around?
yeah, but they don't have that. They don't have that ability to do the travel because the TARDIS that the Doctor travels around in is an old TARDIS, and they're caught there. So any movement try to get off the planet, they would get wiped out by the Daleks.
Mm.
Yeah,
But so any movement through time?
and even they have to get off the planet. I mean, they can't. They can't get there still. It's a fixed point as well. The time war was supposed to happen, so they had to get through it. But you do have the problems when they go into unit and you see the Zygon three-dimensional paintings, which the Time Lords made out of stasis cubes. And suspended animation, suspended in cubes and go into suspended animation and emerge in 2013. And after breaking out of one of the paintings, when you see, look, oh, interesting 3D paintings that have frozen moments in time. Yeah, Gallifreyan art. Look at that. But the interesting thing is the way the shards are.
Charge?
The shards of glass, it's been broken from the inside.
Oh yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah, it's been from the inside. Look at this. But what does the Doctor do? And this is why I love Matt Smith. Going through trying to figure out the problem, and he gets distracted by a fez.
Yeah, he just all these artifacts are I don't know if they're all dangerous or
Yeah, they're too
something.
dangerous for public consumption.
So he's just like, ooh, Fez grab.
Yeah. And Clara, aren't you ever going to walk somewhere and not get distracted by a fez? Never going to happen.
Yeah.
Never going to happen.
Have they gone down to the secret sub?
Getting to that there where they go down further and then you have that time fizzer open up. But we get the absolutely awesome closure. And I think you're right at this point. You kind of had to figure, you had to, figure out what's going on. But like, if you knew more about a very random moment from Ten's era when he went back and saw Elizabeth, and then she said, "Oh, the doctor," and screams off with his head,
Hmm.
and then understanding why that happened, and that closed that loop. Because why do you learn that? Because the doctor unintentionally marries Queen Elizabeth.
Well, it's intentional in this one.
Yeah, well, he proposes to her thinking that she was a Zygon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So the Zygons are like these aliens that look like giant tongues with
yeah,
octopus suckers on them,
yeah,
and like they totally can't turn their heads.
right.
So,
Yeah.
like Batman 1989 costume. Was that 1989?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, so that
yeah,
seems like a pretty big
yeah,
anatomical flaw.
yeah,
But thankfully, I guess for them and their non-neck turning thing, they are shapeshifters, so
yeah.
yeah, they take human form pretty easy.
They look like that guy at the gym we all know that's doing too many deadlifts. That you can't. Although what I love about this when they're running around and like Elizabeth goes running, and when you find it, it's like, okay, I will find you, and then he comes up against a rabbit.
Yeah,
I'm the Doctor, brilliant death and destruction. I will go ahead and find what's right, protector of all the people. This is my planet. I will protect you what's danger, and you are basically a bunny, aren't you?
yeah, but
Okay, just a warning.
well, we didn't cover the stamped letter
Mm,
from 15, whatever the fuck.
yeah, 1562.
Yeah, that's. Oh yes, you got a message from Queen Elizabeth the First. The first.
Mm.
And the first 3D painting was supposed to uh, be proof, I guess, that she did write that letter. I forgot what was in the letter though.
The letter was basically saying that, these paintings are there for if Earth was ever under attack or London was ever under attack, that everybody would call on him, the doctor, to be able to help protect, and he'd know what to do. And at this point, with the time the way it's going and everything getting timey-wimey, is the fact that the doctor and Elizabeth are still married. And when that letter was sent out, and to be sent over to the tower, that to units. It was to be that he would receive it, and in that time he would have just received it, although his time didn't coincide yet.
Mm.
But you do have the but I do love that, when you find that loop and, when he's proposed, David Tennant proposing to Elizabeth, oh, yes, you're a Zygon, aren't you? Blood, ugly creatures that have that bad breath and you smell terrible. I could do that. No, I am Queen Elizabeth. Now presenting with the new information that I know, I will go ahead and help you.
Yeah, was he sucked through the time? Nobody was sucked through the time fissure, right?
No, they all jumped in.
Oh,
No, they all jumped in. They all joined in 1562. But I love the fact, I mean, and
because the
again,
fez gets tossed in first,
right.
so that's the first thing to come
Yeah.
out of it.
Like that. A fez?
And the soldiers all around are like, "What kind of witchcraft is this?"
Ah, yes, witchcraft.
And then um, Clara's looking through the fissure, and Eleven's just like, "Yeah, you gotta pretend to be the witch in the well," and he wants her to sell it, but she's like, I would turn you into frogs.
Yeah, see, well, Adair's, yeah, see, frogs, yeah, yeah, right.
That's what the queen shows up.
Oh, but when they show up and then they go cleverly wanting to go, okay, good, take me to the tower. Yes, I demand to be taken to the tower. Take me to the tower here, the Tower of London. I demand all three of us here. Me, Sandshoes, and Grandad.
Yeah, when did
Yeah,
I know at some point the Fez is tossed
yeah,
through another fissure that goes to War Doctor.
yeah. Yeah, well, it's through the fissure when he's in the barn and Gallifrey, and which is later revealed that I believe that was on the doctor's home, on his house, on the home property.
Mm.
But where they have it, I just love the meeting with all three of them at first, and like of course 10 and 11 are absolutely loving it, and then when you have the war doctor come up and they're both looking at over the with the
Why do you act like
oh,
children?
but no, with the I remember when we first saw it with the I went over the kids' heads where they had the screwdrivers.
Oh
And
yes,
then it was like, are you compensating for something?
because 11 screwdriver was bigger and fancier.
And it grew up. Oh god, that was funny. Oh, that was damn funny. And where that happens, and we're like, okay, demand to be taken to the tower. They have that back and forth, and like, okay, you're here wearing sand shoes.
What is
No,
sand shoes?
I think sneakers.
I don't know.
Uh,
I was picturing Crocs, but that wasn't around.
Not yet. Well, it's not as popular
Or
yet.
like sandals with socks or
Yeah.
something.
Not wearing sand shoes. Sand shoes and Grandad, and even where they're like, everything's really timey-wimey. John Hurt. Timey-wimey? What, are you my replacements? They're taken in there, and we find out that after breaking out of the paintings in the National Gallery, the Zygons have taken the form of the unit members and have overtaken Kate Stewart, a new person we know of, Osgood. Osgood, who is wearing a scarf that looks like Tom Baker's doctor.
Yeah.
There, even where Matt Smith in the first when they dropped in, he goes, "Oh, that's a nice scarf." There, and then they're taken down into the sub basement at this point, I guess. And the units, and when they find out how they're going to go ahead and get the doctor, you find out that they have a time travel unit that even the Allies can't figure out. And why can't they tell the Allies? Because Americans, you know how their movie is. They want them to rewrite history.
Hmm.
But then you
Are they
find,
referring to anything specific?
listen, I don't think anybody specifically, but really, if any one person, if that fell, I'm not naming names, but because it's got to be very evergreen here, but
I meant movies, not people.
uh, but I don't know anybody particular, any movie particular. But if anyone had that ability that they go back and rewrite history, some people would do it.
Yeah.
There's been countless movies about people going back. One, Futurama did that. Okay, I might be able to shoot Hitler.
Oops, what was it?
Uh,
Eleanor Roosevelt or
yeah,
something?
I shot at Eleanor Roosevelt. No one will know.
I don't remember exactly who it was, but
Yeah. Oh, Margaret Thatcher.
I
Yeah.
that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, we find out how they're going to get defeat the Zygons, and you have this cool back and forth with a Zygon has taken over Osgood,
Oh
or at
yeah.
least replicated her.
I
Um,
wish I'd morphed into changed into your sister. She's prettier than you.
yeah, that. Oof. Uh, and Kate Stewart now free from the Zygon hold. Goes back with the real Osgood, sits down with it and activates a detonator for a nuclear warhead with all three doctors and Clara and the TARDIS trying to figure out. I love this clever scene where Eleven is talking to Kate and then, trying to figure out what to do and how they can give it. No, you cannot unleash a nuclear detonator because there's alien activity and so much important issues. The nuclear warhead will go off and it'll save billions of people. But
Was their plan just to kill off the Zygons in the area?
yeah, but there's been so many Zygons all around there. So the doctors try and interfere. And now what they figure out to do is because the doctor has figured out and has called one of the people to bring the painting that they were looking at before into the archive.
Mm.
And it's like, wait, I was just talking to you. I know I'm a time traveler. It's weird, I know.
Was this the place with all the rock under the dust,
Mm.
sand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's when he wants
Yeah.
the sand tested.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one. I want that sand tested. I want that here. I want the report done in triplicate with complicated graphs put on my desk by the morning. Do I have a desk? No. I need a desk. But where they find it, and I think I remember watching this is when they figure out that they don't need to land in there because unit is TARDIS proof. They can't get in there.
Mm.
And then War Doctor figures out, is like, wait, we don't need to land. And I think this is a good point for people who don't know Doctor Who. Um, the Doctor has psychic ability where he can hive mind with people, especially in the other specials where the Doctor has come against one of his former selves. That has been done multiple times where the Doctor has spoken telepathically to himself.
Oh, just to himself, because I don't
Yeah,
remember otherwise.
Donna.
Okay.
Yeah, Donna, and then Tom Baker did that quite a bit.
Oh.
But in the specials and years past, 10th anniversary, 20th, 30th, and the three doctors, five doctors, and so on. There has been multiple times where they've shown telepathicness, and if you didn't notice it, you wouldn't know. But what they find then is they're going to land inside the moment of the painting using the status cube technology and then break out of the painting into the unit.
Oh, I thought that was the helicopter thing, because at some point a helicopter picked up the TARDIS.
No, 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 that's the beginning. That's the beginning. That's different.
Oh,
No, but where they break out there, and I remember that moments where they're breaking out of the painting and they're using all three of their screwdrivers. And I'm gonna get back to one moment there where they figure out how to break out the tower. And I remember watching that when it first came out, and I'm wishing that if I had some time travel ability, one of the things I would do is go back to the first moment I saw some of these.
Hmm.
Because I remember like when they're trying to figure out how to get out of the tower in London, and it turns out the door's not locked.
Yeah.
Just awesome. And this beautiful moment where they realize that their screwdrivers have the same interface and technology, just looks different.
Yeah.
So a calculation to get through the doors would take hundreds and hundreds of years. So it just passes each screwdriver. So Smith's screwdriver, 11 screwdriver, would have the calculations. It's great. And then the door's not locked.
Yeah.
Three of you with your wonderful, brilliant minds couldn't figure out just to try the door.
Yeah.
And I remember cracking up with that. And then where you have, when they break out of the painting and you have that, and we're not adding the music in here, but the music that was used at that time is based off of the BBC orchestra using a riff off of a song that they did called "I Am the Doctor," which was Matt Smith's theme, and I used that for motivation quite a bit. It's amazingly good here,
Didn't
and
we talk about the children?
I'm getting there.
Okay, because
But you can go ahead.
they discussed that when they were trapped in the tower,
Yeah,
but that's earlier in the movie.
yeah. I'm not going through every little thing, but
Well,
but it is an important part.
yeah, because he um asked to consider how many children on the planet will die,
Yeah.
and he asks,
Have you counted?
yeah, because 11 didn't, but 10 did.
Yeah,
It's like 2.4 billion.
yeah. 2.4 billion children.
And then he gets mad at 11 for not thinking about it anymore, because
Yeah.
that's how 11 deals with it.
Yeah, and Billy Piper's line here. So look at your decision. You have there growing out. You have the one who regrets and the one who forgets.
And she can only be seen by War Doctor.
Yeah. And the war doctor convinced that detonating the moment will save all the lives long term returns to his time. The other two doctors follow him. And they're going to detonate the moment because instead of running from it, they're all going to do it together.
Now it's got a shiny red button.
Yeah.
Shiny candy red button.
His shiny candy like button. You find the way. Oh man.
He said he wished it
Yeah.
had a big red button.
Yeah.
Now it has.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
when
an emerald shape.
and Clara insists that they do not destroy the people, they have the interface then shows what's on Gallifrey and what they would be destroying. And they remind her, why do you call yourself the Doctor? Never cruel, never cower, never wicked.
Tell that to House 70.
Right? I lost them, but I still solved the case. Oh my God. Good God, yeah. Good. I think I have here four companions here. Where are my pills? Then the master would be Dr. Cuddy. Oh my God. That
Yeah.
that'd be fucking weird. Oh God. And the
What if it was? Oh, now I'm fantasy casting.
probably not gonna have much fancy casting, but what? What are you thinking?
Scrubs. Dr. Maxula.
Oh good gosh. Oh, oh, but they figure what they're going to find is, when they see there, they go through that image and they all see it. They see what they are going to destroy, and they take a look at all the children and the war refugees, which that's that point there where you see it and they're all running around kind of reminded me of MASH
Hmm.
in a way, and you have that and aided by their incarnations there, what they're going to do is they figure out they toss an idea of what they're going to do as a stasis cube
Freeze
uh,
the planet
and freeze the planet one fixed point in time.
and use all the TARDISes and
Yeah,
everything from
yeah.
all the doctors,
And they're hearing that, just ooh, 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 ooh.
including Peter Capaldi's glowering eyes.
Yeah, yeah. It's there. Oh, gold! I didn't know I was well off. All 12 of them. No, sir, all 13. Do you remember the reaction of the crowd on that?
No,
Like, I remember that moment, that, oh my God! Like,
I
you
don't
know,
really remember anything.
oh, that beautiful moment. We're all kind of like, oof. And you can go on, and I mean, there have been reactions on YouTube, folks. And I mean, if you go back on YouTube and watch this, people reacting to that scene, and you see genuine Whovians who are absolutely just floored, absolutely floored themselves on how they're doing things. And it's great. It's great here. And, when they look at that, they're going to freeze it now, which is this particular part is so important. When you see that they figured out the calculations and they're talking to the War Council of High End War Council of Gallifrey.
I like their
And
neck thingies,
the next things.
the things they wore,
Yeah. The
because it was all carved out with patterns and stuff,
yeah. Oh yes, yes.
like
Yeah.
kind of like lace, but
Yeah.
circles.
Okay, yeah. When you have that and this it's him, it's the doctor. Oh God, it's him. It's him, the doctor. Why? What is he doing? And you find it, yes, this is the war doctor. This is the doctor. This is the doctor here. Doctor, also the doctor. Yes, the doctor. And everybody's there and they talk about the plan. They're going to freeze into a pocket universe. Why? We're going to do that. We're going to freeze Gallifrey one moment in time, and they're taken to the pocket universe. The Daleks wipe each other out in the process because there's no planet. Here, what will happen? Freeze us. We'll be lost in the universe, Doctor. We'll have nothing, but you'll have hope. Hope, and that's the Gallifrey burns. And if Gallifrey burns, I've seen that happen before, and I never want to see it again. And you see what happens from there. We do that, and the calculations will take years and years. Oh, I've had many years. You might say I've been calculating this all my lives.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's 11's about what,
yeah,
1200 years old.
1,200 years old. Yeah, yeah. I forgot somewhere around there. But where you have it, I've covered centuries, and this is the doctor, and you see the incarnations of every doctor start to show up on the, above on the screens. Calculation. Okay, doctor, the head of the war council. Okay, doctor, do it, because Gallifrey still stands. Gallifrey doesn't fall yet.
Mm.
He falls okay, and then flipping the switches with it. And I do not want to give the listeners there, but I could scream Geronimo right now. But Geronimo, Alonzi, and then John Hurt. Oh, for God's sakes. Gallifrey
Anyway,
stands. And then, we have Eccleston. And from our next trick, and, who was brought in through old footage.
well, I mean, most,
Yeah.
the doctors are.
But it's specifically because of Eccleston, because he walked away from the role. Which is why you had Tennant come in when he did. Gallifrey disappearing, and then the Daleks' warships are obliterated in the crossfire.
Oh, I was picturing a bunch of bubbly cans floating in space,
Right.
waving their whisks.
Yeah. What is going on? I want to make souffle. I
Ew.
whisk and bake a cake. The doctors then return in Calera, where they turn to the gallery where they were before and unsure whether the plan worked. The war doctor 10 doctors learned from the 11th doctor that due to the time streams being out of sync, they're not going to remember what happened because briefly they hive mind once they go back to it. So the War Doctor begins to regenerate. Oh, I suppose here. I hope my ears are not as conspicuous this time. Nice dig. But nice dig at Christopher. They're hinting that the plan did work at that point, but the Gallifrey's curator, the gallery's curator here, and then Matt's here's looking like, oh, I could be the curator. I could be the great curator. The great sweat, wouldn't he? The great curator over time. I'd be great at it. I think you might. And when you find that the curator resembles the fourth incarnation, and they find out it's Tom Baker, and it's a beautiful back and forth. And I don't know if Matt Smith's favorite was Tom Baker, and I know David Tennant's was Colin Baker. But it's just one of the funny things with a panel at San Francisco Comic Con
Yeah.
was one of the fans asked Colin Baker when they did that. They did the Doctor Who panel. They said, "Who was there any fan that ever gave you a great gift or ever said something?" And the only thing you could say is, "Well, one great fan gave me a granddaughter."
Mm.
And David Tennant actually married Colin Baker's daughter,
Huh.
who was Georgian Tennant, who was also played his daughter in an episode in his timeline.
Mm.
It gets weird, folks. But
Wibbly wobbly and all
yeah.
that.
And the 11 Doctor then returning and figuring out that, where the painting they saw has Gallifrey Falls, no, Gallifrey Falls, and the other one, no more. But no more Gallifrey Falls. No, it's Gallifrey Falls, no more. And he finds that he is going to go ahead and he's now got his new journey and he's going to go out and about. Instead of going out and about, he's going home to Gallifrey.
Did they ever figure out how to get it out of the painting?
They did.
Ah,
They did, yeah.
can't remember.
It was dealt with in the episode where Peter Capaldi's doctor went back through to Gallifrey through that watch. You remember the
Oh,
one when he had a bunch of skulls? Okay, you
yeah,
find
it
you
took
find
them
out it
like
was
four
him.
billion years to get
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that's where I started to drop myself. But what do you have there? And then the quote here. Clara asked me if I dream. Of course I dream. I dream here. I dream where it's useful. I don't know where I've been. I dream out where I'm going. I have a new destination. My journey is that same as yours, same as anyone's. It takes me so many years, so many lifetimes, but last I know where I'm going, where I've always been going. Home, the long way around. And where you have that beautiful thing where he's standing center and they're all looking at Gallifrey. You have John Hurt on the side of him, and then you have every incarnation of the Doctor, including William Hartnell, which some of these you kind of like, it's very obvious you didn't get in high definition at that time
Mm.
when it was originally made, and it was just
It
lovely.
had to be high def, it was shown on movie screen.
Well, it's not as much. You could very clearly see the CGI where you like William Hartnell's Doctor in the center is very clearly wax,
Uh,
and Christopher Eccleston is dropped in a slot,
I have to go now.
right.
Damn it. Poochie's dead!
Like he's very clearly like like nothing was there, but he was just added in. And it looks and it's awful here, but it's just to me there are many things with this that with the 50th anniversary special. I mean, this was advertised for a good part of almost a year, as I remember when, it started off where um, you had the 50th anniversary, 50, and had the TARDIS, and then Matt Smith's face, and inside was William Hartnell's face. The opening title sequence was from the original Unearthly Child first episode of the series. The policeman walking past the I.M. Foreman scrapyard is where the TARDIS was first located. The first few seconds are monochrome. Had been the case of the two doctors, which was in 1985. The last time was more than one doctor here. The Coal Hill School, which is where the doctor's granddaughter, Susan Foreman, who has attended the first story, was where Clara ended up teaching. And the Stir of the Remembrance of the Daleks, according to the school sign, the chairman, the governors, one of the original Doctor's first three companions is the headmaster of the school, and the respective of, the namesake of the person who wrote Unearthly Child. The 11 Doctor's anti-gravity motorcycle, which Clara's riding, is from the Bells of St. John, which is a great episode. And it was his 1716, which is the time an Earthly Child aired originally. When the Doctor's picked up by unit, the helicopter on there's Greyhound leader reflecting Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Lethbridge?
Lethbridge, yeah. They're who the Doctor, the Kate is now portraying because Commander Stewart died. The 10th era is also revisited, and there are many, 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 many notes here. I'm not going to read them all off here, but there's so many things that are funny. I think for personally, like the reverse the polarity, I remember that line being used quite a bit. The round things found in the incarnation of the TARDIS.
Yeah.
I love the round things. The
He's
moment,
going through his grunge phase.
yeah, yeah, he falls out of it. There, the moment's description of the TARDIS here, wheezing and grinding, is frequent description from the, and it turns out I remember that one with the Doctor originally. They figured out that from River Song, where you figure out, oh, it didn't do that grindy thing. Well, you left the parking brake on when you do it.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah. It's just a beautiful incarnation. To me, this was so absolutely personal for me because it's a representation of, when you think of your friends around you help you see who you are. With Moment to me being the incarnation of Rose Tyler, being memories of the ones who have passed who can help you see who you are here, the ones who believe in you, the way Clara believes in the Doctor, it can see in the eyes what's going on, and people who know you, and you want to cling on to that inner circle. And for fans of Big Bang Theory, you might have think I just mentioned a Doctor Who villain because it's basically that's Nerd People Mad Libs, the show. But I digress a bit. But there are many, many, many folks that trust me. It's worth checking out. It's great.
I still think you have to be a fan of the show to appreciate it.
Yeah, and okay, yeah, and you can be, but I think you can also drop in, but watch it with people who know
Mm.
as well, because there are things that pop up, little Easter eggs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The people who are
Yeah,
wrestling fans might recognize those.
yeah, yeah, but also the little Easter eggs and things that pop up are good for the fans, but it's a good story. It's a good story for you if you don't know,
Mm.
in my opinion. But I still love it. Since we're doing this kind of one take, do you have any fantasy casting?
Well, I already told you my jokes. Let's see. Scrubs.
Yeah.
But you were the one that watched so much Scrubs. I don't have anything to say about it.
Um, I mean, you could do like a good JD fantasy off of that. That, like, there's a good line there where they're like talking to each other about their features, and like David Tennant turns to Matt Smith. you granddad and Chinny over there.
Yeah.
Do I have a chin? And just Zach Braff, who was also known for being self-conscious about some things like his Adam's apple. I think he would make a really funny Eleven parody. Nobody could be better than Matt Smith, but there's
So his companion would be Turk. And so would the Daleks be, oh shit, what's his face?
Dr. Cox.
Yes, 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 yes. Just a bunch of Dr. Cox yelling out girls' names at
Fine, Dorothy. I hate you, Dorothy. Oh man, yeah. I mean, it would. I think it would be like that it would be the companion would supposed to be Elliot, but it would end up being Turk.
Wait, then
Yeah,
the Doom Machine's conscience, that could be Elliot?
yeah. The Doom Machine's conscious, I think, would do very well. Would probably end up being Carla, and in my opinion, because she's the nurse. The nurse is always the one that knows what's going on and who got to guide these, and like she was the one that was the adult in the group that kind of guided everybody along. So I could see what you mean there, but you see the war doctor could be Bob Kelso or no, better. Let me switch this around a bit because I just had a better idea. So
I
no.
was thinking of Dr. Acula. That's the name of the painting.
Sacred Heart Falls, no more. No more. No, but I was thinking if you had this, just back it up a bit. So you have it where they're going to figure out they got to save the hospital, but then you have it that everybody's patients running around and stuff. The companion is supposed to be Elliot, but that ends up being Turk because Turk can look in his eyes and know what's going on.
Hmm.
And God, you see, this is what we need. We need this. And you have the three doctors, or all it could be, well, it could be three of the doctors there, but the the Daleks could be the janitor.
Oh,
You know,
then drop a goldfish bowl on him.
it could be yeah, exterminate you, exterminate. Yeah, God, that's funny. Everybody, please help me flesh this one out. Especially, I know my dear friend and chosen sister Jessica, who her and I bonded over Scrubs, and I think she knows a little bit about Doctor Who. Could probably flesh this out a little more.
Hmm.
But that's really that. Do you have anything else?
Uh, that was about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, other than House,
Oh,
we
oh,
talked about that
no.
a little.
Hmm. In order to go ahead and save people from the disease, I just have to hit the button. Easiest case ever. Done. Boom. Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. But on wrapping thoughts, here we go to August, which look out for that because you can see on our TikTok where a lot of people have been enjoying a lot of what we've been posting. And to go back to our last episode, I want to say thank you to Alex and Caden who really have been helping us out, help us grow the podcast, and have been doing invaluable work. Much appreciate both of you. And we'll wrap this one here.
Yep.
Okay. So thank you all for joining us. Be good, take care of yourself, but don't be too good.